Alright, so here's the bucket of parts of weather stripping that were taken off of this. There is one thing that I did notice, that this target top now does not sit the way it used to. So I have to look into that and find out what's going on with that. Everything looks right with it, but it's just not sitting the way it used to. So I'm going to button this up and get our parts put away that we're not using yet, and get all the tools picked up, get the charger back on this thing, and call it a day. So we were working on the Maroon Corvette, and it seems we are having some camera issues where it's having a hard time writing to the buffer of the SD card. I don't get it, but we'll see what happens here, because it usually happens in about 30 seconds after you start recording that it craps out, and it hasn't done that yet. So let's see what we got. Could be we have a bad SD card, could be we have a bad camera. Never know. But hey, we're working on the Maroon Corvette today. We're going to be taking the target top off. Right here, we went and got the wrench that we needed to. It's over there on one of the Corvette manuals that I have. So it's, ooh, hey, oh, it's right there. I don't know if you can get that into focus. Yep, right there. And then pull that back out. So yeah, we definitely have to replace these seals. They are absolute trash. There is this like aluminum bracket right here. Looks like the seal is part of it, maybe? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's get the seals out and see what they show us. Alright, so we've got the seals here. Let's get them going. This one is no longer labeled properly. That's a door right there. Those are the side pieces to the target top. This is the windshield, I believe. Inner frame, so we got another door. We have actually two doors. We have the target top right there. We have this one right here, which is it says inner frame. And I'm looking. Let's see if I can find anything more descriptive. See if we could use those numbers right there. Do a Google search. Pillar weather strip seal. This is the pillar weather strip seal. This is the one that goes around the pillar. and this is the pillar right here. This is the seal that goes right there. I don't see that metal bracket or anything on the seal that I have over there to replace this one with, so we'll see as we get the target top off what we're going to be looking at. So like on most C4s, the target top has 4 bolts. One here, same spot over here. And we got one back here and one over here. So let's get those out of the way and go from there. Tight. And this is a good thing, huh? Oh, I'm going to take the bolts out. Oh, don't tell me that's stripped out. Okay, so we ran into our first problem. We got one of the target bolts stripped out. That means it's someone in its past was impatient enough to try and get it out and failed miserably. We're going to have to see what we can do to get that squared away somehow. And go from there. So let's get the rest of these out and then we'll take a look at that and go from there. So let's get a better look at that stripped out bolt. So it's this one right here. So let's see what we can do. And it doesn't look like it's stripped out, but it definitely is, because it's not seating and it's not gripping anything. Oh, that sucks. Alright, so we got to figure out how to get that out. Okay, so I went into my tool chest and I got out my T40 and T45 star bits, or torque bits, and I got my small hammer because I don't want to put a lot of force behind this because I don't want to break anything. I just want to get this seated enough to get a nice grip on it so I can get it out. Let's see what we got here. That's useless. Yeah, that's too small. So the T40 is just too small. Let's see what the T45 is like. let's see. See if we can get that out of the way. Nope. Ah, man. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Okay, well, at least we got one good thing working for us. On either side of this nut, on this bracket that it's held onto, the target top with, is two other torque bolts. And if we loosen them and take them out, that'll be stuck here to the pillar, but we can at least get the target top off. So let's go see what size torque that is and get that done. So, let's see what we got here. Maybe this one? Yep. Cool. Alright. Well, there's that bolt. That bolt that I just picked up came out of this one right here. So let's see what we got here. And make sure that this is totally loose. Alright, there we go with that. Let's get that out. And there we go, the target top is off. We've got some seal stuff to take care of on this back one. And yeah, it looks a little cruddy right in there. That's the front one. Pillar seal we're going to do first. So let's get that going. So what I like to do is I like to lay out the seal first, just to see, one, if it's gonna fit properly, and two, if it needs to be heated up and stretched a little. This is the windshield. So it does need to be stretched out a little. And what we're going to do is we're going to get these nuts right in here. They look like push pins, but we'll soon find out as the seal comes out in pieces. It looks like there's this metal groove right here on each side that this goes into. One of those push pins that go in the end. And of course I drop it in the bucket. So there you go. One of those push pins. And that goes through there. Okay, so there is still a bunch of seal still in this groove here. And it is definitely not coming out easy. So I'm going to have to get a little bit more extreme with what I'm doing, maybe, to get out this old seal from here. Now remember, this was put together to never come apart. You know, they didn't think that the seals were going to rot away, or even if the vehicle was going to be around for as long as it was. You know, this one's 35 years old, I think, 88. So we got 10, 20, that's 30, 2, that's 32, and 2, 34 years old. So it's 34 years old. So yeah, it's been around for a while. What we're going to do is we're going to take this bracket off here, and we're going to take the brackets off, because I think it'll be easier to clean it out. Just give me a second, I'll be right back. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking off this bracket to clean it out better. It's got 3 torque screws that hold it in place, one here, one there, one there. It slides over the seal. I mean, slides onto the seal, or the seal slides within it. But in its current condition, I got to clean out a whole bunch more. And unfortunately, it's not coming out that clean right this second. So let's see what we got here. So I got to make sure that 8875, which is, I guess, a stamped part number on this, is down here. Cool. Alright. So we'll clean that up. Same thing on this side. You got that push pin. Alright, so this is what this one looks like up close. You can see it comes across. We got some more stuff to get out here and right here. But that's how that one looks. Okay, so we had a battery die on us, and we're just checking this out right now, getting the top part of the seal taken care of. There is also another track up here that it sits in that goes across there, so that way we can get to that as soon as we can. So let me get you back here and we'll go from there. Oh, and for those of you that care, Lynn might be coming over. We'll see about that. Bye. So we're trying to get the rest of this stuff out of the grooves in here, and this might be an absolute pain. So this plastic tool right here works really well at getting the seal out of the grooves that are in this piece of... This plastic tool works really well getting the weather stripping out of the grooves that are in the mounting bracket for the seal. It doesn't do it 100%, so I might have to get out the pick kit to get the other pieces out of this and get it nice and cleaned up. And the rest of this. And there's, I left that push pin right there. So let's get that. Okay, so we get that out. Get that put in my pocket where it's safe. Hey, what are you doing? That's not your fucking house, it's my house. See that guy up there? He's looking at this opening over here on the ridge line. That little bastard is trying to make a house in my house. How dare he? Okay, got the 3 screws from there, right in the pocket. Okay, get that off, and we'll clean that up. So let's see what we got here. So I'm thinking if I lightly heat these up, I might be able to get this stuff off a little better. But in order to do that correctly, I'm going to put them back on the car. I've scraped and chiseled and picked at everything that I can so far. So I'm stuck with now heating it up a little bit and seeing if I can get the rest of the stuff out of here. So I'm going to mount one of these back up onto the car, get out my heating gun or heater gun, and see if heating this up and scraping this out would get this cleaner any better. So we're going to try that. So we're going to try and get this thing cleaner. So I'm going to mount the other one back on, and then we're going to do the same thing on that side. So what I've found is heating it up and it cool a little bit, and then scraping it, and the stuff comes right off. So we're going to be doing this to all of them. Heating it up, scraping it out, and getting this stuff cleaned up for that groove so that we can use this on there. I want to get this one, this seal, and the one around the window as good as I can. So we're going to get some body putty to fill in these spots right here and down here where they had body putty before. Make sure I get as much of that seal out of there as I can. Perfect. Well, as perfect as I'm going to be able to get it. See right there. Now yes, it has scratches on it. I'm not going to worry about those scratches. I'm worried about it being watertight. That's what I want. You can see the cleanup we have to do here. It's not as bad as the side pieces were, but we still need to do the same thing here. You can see how much easier this stuff just comes off after you let it cool for a second or two. Stuff just peels away with the plastic scraper. So we just got this little bit right here. I shut off the heat. Now I'm going to let it cool. See if we can scrape some more of this stuff out of here. Okay, so the rail here is basically cleaned up as best as I can get it. I'm sure if I had a whole bunch more time, or this was indoors, I could get more. But right now it's perfect the way it is, and it will be able to seat the ridge that's on the seal. So we can get that in. Okay, so we got this last rail right here to clean up. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to heat it up. We're going to heat it up with the gun. And then scrape it out as best we can to get it all cleaned up. and ready for the new seal. Okay, so this groove plate here all cleaned out. This one all cleaned out. This one all cleaned out, and we're ready to put in the seal. Alright, so now we're getting ready to put in the new seal. Alright, so on this side piece here, same thing. We're going to push one side into its groove. Alright, and then the front side we're going to tuck in so that it expands into the groove that it needs to go into. Okay, and then right down here we have the push pin area. We'll get out the push pin and get that situated. Alright, so now that has to go through there. And then goes into that little hole. You'll see the little hole right here when you do yours. Oh, come on. Why won't you come through? Alright, there we go. Once that's through, you can line it up in the hole. Once that's through, we can line it up to the hole. And push the push pin in. And then reseat this last bit of back into here. On this side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the back into the groove that it has in the back, and then we're going to just press the front of the seal into the groove on the front side. Like so. And we're going to get that lined up, and we're in. So now it's just the push pin at the bottom. And again, like the other one, I'm probably going to have to fiddle with it, just like you will, to get it through the hole on the seal and then into the hole on the body. So, right here, let's see if we can get, there we go. Wow, this one's going a lot easier. Huh. So much for complications. Alright, so now that seal is in place. Just one last bit right there. Okay. So we're coming through right there. We got the seal in all the way up and around. Everything looks really good. Right here. Across here. Nice nicely done. And around here, again, inside of that, and then down, and in with the pin right down there. So let's see what it looks like when we close the door. Oh, it looks much better. Looks like a nice seal. A lot better than what it used to be. Let's see what it looks like when we close the other door. Just going to move the camera stand out of the way. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. Alright. Alright, so here's the bucket of parts of weather stripping that were taken off of this. There is one thing that I did notice, that this target top now does not sit the way it used to. So I have to look into that and find out what's going on with that. Everything looks right with it, but it's just not sitting the way it used to. So we're going to button this up and get our parts put away that we're not using yet, and get all the tools picked up, get the charger back on this thing, and call it a day.